Welcome to Show Up and Glow. My name's Jalen. This is my cozy corner, a space created just for you to tune in and chill out. If this interests you, I invite you to grab some headphones, find a quiet space, and join me for a very calming and comforting experience. If this is not for you, that is okay. I appreciate you stopping by. As you notice yourself enjoying the video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more of that calm and cozy vibe. Now let's get started. All right. Up today, we have our wonderful friends, Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Okay, we had a great new story from Beauty and the Beast. This one is from 1994, okay? And it is not a continuation from the last Beauty and the Beast series. However, I still think we're going to get some really good silly times in here. If you're new to my comic book series, it's just silly. I make up what I think is happening in each scene based on my imagination, because I don't want to get canceled by Disney or Marvel for, reading their comic book. So we're gonna just interpret what we can from what the artist created in 1994. And there's always some really good surprises, either at the end or the middle of the storytelling, which makes it really fun. How you feeling today? You ready for a little silly comic book calm down? Oh, and as usual, I have not read into it or have previously looked at the pages, so this is completely improv, which I love. I love that so much. I love it so much. Did you know that I took improv training? I did. And I think everyone in their life should have improv training. And I think if that makes you cringe, you're just the person to do it. Because that's the point, is to get you out of your comfort zone and try something that maybe scares you a little bit. Because while this is calm and cozy time in my calm corner, I am all about growth. And I think that can be very good for your mind. And so if this is your sign to try improv, do it. Just do it. Don't come after me, you know who, for that. But before we get into silliness, I want to just kind of stretch it out. Stretch in your arms, and I invite you to join me. So please take a moment wherever you are. Make it very natural and just stretch some things out. Oh man, that's a good one. Just like a push forward. And really stretching down. Push forward and lean your head down and really give your upper back a stretch in your neck. Wow, that's a really nice one. And this is also a nice solid stretch across the chest. Pull on your arm. Gonna feel it here. It's delightful. Some nice stretching is gonna really help center you into the video and get you ready to just focus and tune in and chill out for just a little bit of your time. Then you can go right back to whatever you were doing or thinking or working on. But until then, I just want you to be here with me and do this for your nervous system. Because boy, there's enough on our plate to keep our brains going all crazy. So that's why I invite you in to hang out with me in my cozy corner, watching Mr. Clock, watching Lovely Lady Lava Lamp, or watching me. Whichever is going to make you feel calm and cozy is perfectly fine. Alright, so let's get into it. My favorite. I do really love these because you never really know what's going to happen. We're all just going through it together, which is really silly. So the front of the comic book says Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Tales as old as time. Tales as old as time. Where have we heard that before, folks? That's right, in the movie. Okay. Oh, I found this interesting today when I picked it up. This comic book cost $1.50 in 1994. $1.50. What have you bought recently for $1.50? I bought a bag of chips from Target for $1.09, and I had exact change, and I felt like that was a win because it was an impulse buy. I was not planning on it, and then I was like, ugh, I don't want to put $1.09 on a card. So my purse came through. Alright, right off the bat, we got the Schnookums and Meat Funny Cartoon Show. Have no idea what that was. Looks like a knockoff Ren and Stimpy to me, and I'm not here for it. Also, we have this. I don't know. But we're not gonna look at that. Okay, so right off the bat, it says Lyrical Love. We got a whole scene with Chip, his brothers and sisters, Mrs. Potts up here. Looks like there's a fight going on, that some people are angry that, like, this dish is frowning at the teacups, like, back up. And this plate is smiling, like, they have no idea what's going on down here. And if that doesn't scream society, I don't know what does. It's like people at the top are like, everything's fine, and then people at the bottom are like, we're angry. And then over here, you got some lovebirds, you got some salt and pepper shakers who are having a real issue with something. You got Chip saying, I'm bored. He's like, this drama is boring. All right, kid. I got another advertisement for the Page Master. This must have been the year of the Page Master. And you know what? I am such a consumer that even this ad from 1994 is starting to convince me to go watch the Page Master. Because I don't remember what happened in it. And now my interest has peaked after seeing it like 3 times. I'm like, maybe I should rent the Page Master. That's silly. Are you familiar with the Page Master? Is the Page Master your favorite movie? Because that would be a first. I've never met someone who it's their favorite movie, and I would love to. Because I just am like, really? Okay. Really random. Alright, here we go. Let's see. So Belle, she's looking kind of hopeful. Her face has face of hope. And in her mystery bubble, okay, wow. Okay, so up here we got Belle riding away on a stallion with what appears to be Aladdin, or a fella who kind of looks like Aladdin. So we're kind of crossing Disney characters and Disney scenes right now, right? Okay, she's still a captive. So she's daydreaming about being whisked away. Not a good look for the beast. Sorry, buddy, but that guy looked nothing like you. Okay. Oh, come on, book. Okay, she's like daydreaming about it. She's excited, and then she's like, oh, but I'm stuck at this place. Okay, I have to read just this part. Okay, so it says, "Ah, what a beautiful story. I'm so fortunate to have a library full of books to read. I can visit faraway places and meet exciting new people, even if it's only in my imagination." Then down here she's like, "Poor beast. He can hardly read." Why are we feeling sorry for a monster that he can hardly read? He stays locked up in his castle and his mind. Oh yeah, he's not allowed to leave. That's his curse, lady. Yes, that's exactly right. And they took away his ability to read. Alright, and then she comes over to these guys and she's like, "Hey, do y'all know how to read?" And they're like, "No." Bye. And they just leave. What kind of Skittles person are you? I think I'm a traditional red. I think I'm a traditional red Skittles kind of gal. Now I want Skittles. Marketing is working again on me. Oh, okay, so now she's reading to them. And then she's like, "Ooh, this is uncomfortable." And then she's like, "Well, it is a tree." What did you think, Bill? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the drama begins. We got Beast sitting all angry like in his bomb-ass chair. I mean, look at that chair. Next to a fireplace, feeling all sorts of cozy, but he's also mad. And then she busts in and she's like, "Were you reading?" And he's like, "No." Then he's like, "You know I can't read." And she's like, "I believe in miracles." And he's like, "You do?" And she's like, "Yeah, like, I'm believing that someday you'll let me go also." And he's like, "Well, that's never gonna happen. That's absolutely never gonna happen." And then she's like, "Oh, why?" And he's like, "Can you go tell Mrs. Potts that I'm thirsty?" And she did. And then she's like, "Ugh. He's not thirsty. He's just avoiding his feelings like a man." And then he like hears it and he's like, "Don't talk about me like that." And he's like, "I will talk about my feelings. I know how to properly express them." And then down here he's like, "I don't know if I've ever felt anything." And he starts having an awakening, you know? It's like, I can't express my feelings. And then when he starts to think about his feelings, he's like, maybe I've never And then Lumiere is like, of course you've had feelings. And he's like, I have. And he's like, yeah, remember that time you rode a horse? And then he's like daydreaming outside. And he's like, I rode a horse? And Lumiere was like, yeah, when you were a human. And then the beast is like, yeah, I was a human one time. And then his spirit is lifted, you know. Cool story so far. And we got a commercial break from spiders, vultures, scorpions, and octopuses. Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp. What are you getting? Trading cards? Save it. I don't want it. Unless it's a spoon that changes colors when I put it in cold milk, I don't want it. You remember those spoons? You remember those spoons? Why don't we do that anymore? Oh wow, they hit us. They hit us with a double Disney advertisement. Oh, they're advertising that you're going to get Little Mermaid comic books and Aladdin comic books. Ooh, I wonder if I have some in my collection. So now Belle is in her corridors in her lovely chair next to a cozy fire, and she's reading to the Beast. And Cogsworth and Lumiere are like, okay, plot twist. And by God, if that's not the end of that story. Alright, well, so what are they saying? She's like teaching him how to read, but like at the end of the day, like I loved Beauty and the Beast, and I don't even know why. I think it was the songs. I think it was the magicalness of Tale as Old as Time, and as a kid, like it was the movie where her dress was so beautiful, and like that ballroom scene was just like mind blowing. And I remember like seeing TV interviews or something in the 90s where they would interview like the creators of Beauty and the Beast, and like that ballroom scene was like next level animation, and it just it got to me. I think I love the colors, I love again the music and everything, but as an adult, the story is no bueno. The story of Beauty and the Beast is psychotic, and I have a hard time going back and being like, it's my favorite movie when there's so many other great Disney movies that don't have a kidnapping, you know, or imprisonment. So that's the end of that story. Now my favorite part. If you've joined me before, I like to take some time and read a passage from a local reader. Maybe they're not local, just a reader, just a fan of the series. I like to spend a moment and read a little note that they wrote to a comic book, so let's find a good one today. this is quite different than the others because a lot of the time the people writing to the comic book have like really long passages, and then like the response from the comic book is like 3 sentences. But this one, the response from the comic book is really long. Like everybody who writes to them, the response to the comic book is longer than what they wrote. So let's see, what am I looking to dive into? This one's kind of interesting the way it starts. And I'm already smiling because I read the first sentence. Okay, here we go. Dear Hildy, you are an evil, cruel slave master of an editor. The artist's knees must become weak just from the mention of your name. Let me explain why this is my opinion of you. What the fuck? First of all, your comic is free of all those annoying errors, such lines that shouldn't be there, or perhaps coloring Belle's hair blonde. What is this person talking about? I have read many comics that are all too often subject to these discrepancies. That is the first reason you must be mean. Because she's doing her job and she's not letting people get away with sloppy work. Okay, kind of showing where you live in your world with like perfectionism. Secondly, Beauty and the Beast #1 blew my socks off. I was honestly not prepared for what the cover was hiding. The artwork is some of the best I have ever seen. The coloring, fantastic. You really have this comic together. Thank you, Marvel, and thank you, Hildy, for choosing the path of quality. This grown man's name is Brent, and he was 19 years old when he wrote that. Rating a Beauty and the Beast comic book. Okay. Hildy, why she responded to this comment, I have no idea. She writes, we wouldn't choose any other path but quality for our fans, such as yourself, Brent, and we couldn't bring you such a superior comic without the hard work and dedication of our talented creators. They don't leave us any room for faux pas, so put your socks back on and get ready for the next issue of Beauty and the Beast. Oh God, here we go. Now I'm starting to feel like it's a message from the universe. Now I'm starting to feel like there's some message I need to rehear from the page master himself, because it's following me, y'all. It's like every comic book I open, the page master is top dog. So maybe next videos I report back about the page master. Okay? Maybe we find it somewhere and we do the page master. I don't know. Maybe there's a page master comic book. I don't know. Okay, that was quite the Beauty and the Beast story today. And I appreciate you being here with me. I really love the comic book series, and on my recent poll in the community, my top 2 videos that subscribers like are my meditations and my comic books. So if you have any other comic book suggestions that I could pick up, and preferably old ones like the 90s, it's like a sweet spot for me. It's good for nostalgia, and I don't want anything new, because I'm not a comic book like today fan. So like I want to appreciate it. So give me some like silly, funny stuff if you got it. Down in the comments below. But yeah, this was really fun. I'm really happy you spent your time with me today, and I hope you're starting to feel a little calmer joining me in my cozy corner. So until next time, I'll see you then.